Notts County Talk, we are live with a Sunday episode of the Pavis Perspective. Got Smiley Will with me tonight. As you'll see, it's not George. George wanted me to let you know that on Friday morning, him and his partner had their second child, so he's not with us tonight. So congratulations to George and his partner. Thank you to anyone joining us. I'm exhausted, Will. Exhausted after watching that World Cup match. We've got to talk about it to kick off. Have to.
Got to. It was incredible. Like, honestly, incredible. Like, you kind of build the whole game up, and finals can either go one of two ways, can't they? Sometimes they're a 0-0 drabby game, not a lot's happening. I thought it literally had everything. How many penalties was it? 2 or 3? I can't generally remember. 3, yeah. I mean, it was good. Big tackles, fouls going in everywhere. I think the referee refed it well. Yeah, just genuinely a good game with a lot of quality. I don't know, how would you think we'd have fared against Argentina? I'm not too sure, but
I was thinking, I don't think we would have won.
No,
they were too aggressive. We'd have panicked. Like, I can't imagine Declan Rice in the middle trying to stop Messi coming forward. Alvarez pressing would have completely bottled it. I think.
Di Maria, by the way, Di Maria was absolutely fantastic. I mean, I've not seen him play for a little while, but he was just like a man possessed. I think he was definitely one of the standouts from the game. I mean, Martinez, Messi, and Di Maria, I thought were great. But I also like that De Paul as well. He was just, from the first minute, he was just making massive tackles, and yeah, the Housery was good. But yeah, great.
I think it's one of the top 3 games I think I've ever watched. That's in there. Do you remember the Barcelona 6-1 against PSG?
Yeah.
That's in there, and I can't think of the third, but there's no shifting those two out of my top 3.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, fantastic game to end the World Cup. It's going to be weird without any games to watch. So there we go. But let's get back to the real football, shall we? The real stuff. None of this hat-trick in a World Cup final messing about. We're talking Chorley, FA Trophy. You know, what you can't get better. It's football for the purists. Like, it's going to be even better quality. I can see it now. Cairo up front, an unfit Joel Taylor at left wing back. You know, half fit Rollo. It's going to be class. Tonight's show, then, we are going to. It seems like it's been a long time. We're going to look quickly back at the Maidenhead 4-3 because we've had no chance to speak about that. We're then going to have a little chat about Bostock joining, and then Gateshead as well, which I didn't make. So interesting stuff. You made the Gateshead game, didn't you?
Yeah,
you did. Yeah. And then we're going to look back because if you remember right at the start of the season, Will and I did our predictions, and we're going to have a quick look back at how they're going pre-season. Some are good, aren't they? Some are really good.
I think we've done all right. You know, I think we're excelling ourselves at the minute.
Well, there's one team in particular down south that are absolutely dragging us down. And we know that team. We know we don't really like that team, but there we go. Yeah. We haven't spoken on the channel yet, myself, George, really about Maidenhead, the 4-3. We'll go very briefly over it. Will we're 3-1 up, half time. I'm thinking to myself, I've bought the stream easy, and it gets back to 3-3. What are your thoughts right then?
I remember I was on the way to town in my mum's car. I can't remember what I was going to town for, but yeah, I was just sitting there 3-1 up thinking, here we go, a routine victory away from home. Sometimes can be a tough place to go. And then for us to be sloppy and concede 2 goals, quite a quick succession like that, is actually, I feel like that's the Notts from last season all over again. Away from home, bottling leads, conceding lots of goals. I thought Luke Williams had sort of taken that out of us, taken it away from us. But you know what we've got now is prolific players and players with a lot of confidence. So maybe last year where we're at 3-3, we're worried. I'm a little bit more confident this year that we can get the job done. It just seems like, I think Wrexham, it's happening for Wrexham as well, that when the games get to later stages, our fitness and our belief is getting us through them. Sadly, that's also what's getting Wrexham through their games as well. But yeah, I was nervous just to see how we'd react. But yeah, we got there in the end.
I just can imagine the Wrexham fans wherever they were playing. I think they were at Eastleigh and got a 2-0 win, if I'm right.
Yeah.
And they're probably stood there thinking it's gone 3-3 and we don't score late goals. We don't score late goals. And then Macca's goal is like a Haaland finish. It's like a diving scissor kick. I went through some photos of the game and I saw their goalkeeper, and as it's going past him, his mouth's open wide. Can't believe what he's seen. So, if that comes down to the end of the season, it's a game like that where we've taken the points in that's massive. Because otherwise, it would have been like win, draw, win, draw, win, draw.
Yeah, it's such. This is the thing. This is what I was saying about my mates at work. It's like I was trying to explain to them that League One and Championship clubs are looking at Macca and things like that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, but surely he's got to go up the levels. He's got to work. He's prove himself at each level." But when he's providing finishers like that, put him in any box in any league. If you provide him with service, he's gonna score goals. It's without a doubt. A team in the Championship that's struggling would definitely take someone like that who can just bury chances, and that is an incredible finish. Like you said, I don't think it's probably got the gratification that it probably deserves, because it is actually, like I say, it's a mad finish. If like Giroud does that, everyone's talking about it, you know, for ages and ages at the World Cup. But yeah,
the hype is building around Macca, and then we go to the Gateshead game then on the Tuesday night. Everyone's postponed Borers and Dorking. Ian says, glad to see you better, Tom. Yeah, I was absolutely out for the count. I haven't missed. I don't think I missed a game since Boxing Day 2019 when it was Maidenhead, a home game that is in any competition. And I was like, that morning, I was like, oh, of course I'm making the game. Of course I'm making the game. Sent home from work by 9:10. Dead, absolutely dead. So I messaged George. I said, you're right to fill in tonight with the video. He says, I'm dead. And we were both out for the count. So the fact none of us could cover a game is incredibly rare. So rare. But yeah, you and Jake went, didn't you? And it was, how cold was it?
It was absolutely freezing. Honestly, I don't think I've experienced weather like. I mean, I had my leggings on, Under Armour on, snood, scarf, everything, and I was still towards the end of the game. I was feeling it a little bit. I was feeling it, but it warmed us up. Once we got the goals, it warmed you up.
Yeah, Air France has got that. The first 40 minutes were pretty poor. Because we had the stream to watch it then, but yeah, Callum said he couldn't feel his toes. It didn't look like a great one to be at. The fact we still got just over 5,000 is
5.5 apparently.
Yeah, 5.5 is really, really good. And then we get to the Chorley game, which we'll obviously talk about the Chorley game a little bit later. And you're thinking, right, let's get this out of the way. Macca obviously picked up an injury and Chickson picked up an injury. This might go in our favour, what I'm about to say, but it seems mad to me that the FA Trophy can take precedent over the league. And because our game's cancelled and Barnet's, all of a sudden a league fixture's cancelled.
It is a bit mad. It is a bit mad, but I don't know, when do they have to play the next round before? I mean, I think the clubs should just get a sort of say in it, like, you know, agree a time to play it. You know, I don't think that it should be just pushed. The league should just be pushed aside. I don't really understand it, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tell Chorley we'll play him on the training pitch with under 23s on Tuesday morning, and we'll get the first team out in the afternoon or the evening against Barnet. Thanks for joining us, Andrew. Yeah, good to have you listen as well. But yeah, I feel like just before Christmas, 20th of December, would have had a final league game where we knew whatever happened would be going in top of the league. We will now anyway, because Wrexham were going to have to play their trophy game on the same day. But I can't see the crowd being big for that. Not just before Christmas. No way.
They won't open all the stands, will they? I don't think they normally. What do they normally? Do they close the cop sometimes, or the top half of the cop? They might.
Can't even see them opening that.
Yeah, I think it'll be the Pavis and a few of their fans, and that might be about it. I don't see it being a busy one. I've got a game, so I'm going back to the Biddeford reserves. So I don't know if I'll be there, but yeah, I don't think it's going to really be a massive one, especially with Christmas parties on. You're not going to be turning down your Christmas party to go watch Chorley at home, are you? So,
is that breaking news? Transfer news? Have you left Arnold Town?
Oh, it's not breaking. It's not breaking. Yeah, gone
on here.
Biddeford first team to Arnold Town, back to Biddeford reserves now.
Oh wow!
It's gone
breaking news there. I don't think there is a Biddeford first team anymore.
Yeah, it's gone. So basically, the reserves has just took over,
building them back up. My thought was, the rule is you have to play the game on your next available date. The weather's going to be like 13 degrees tomorrow, so it won't happen. But what if there was a postponement of ours or Barnet's fixture on Tuesday night? Surely that wouldn't mean then have to play the game on Boxing Day.
You would hope not.
I'm
You
not
would
going to
definitely
Chorley
not.
at home on Boxing Day.
I'd sack it off. I'd literally sack the FA trophy. I would sack it off. I say
Yeah.
we don't need to pay it. And some people are really big advocates of it and like it. It's when we're top of the league. I've got no time for it. Honestly,
No.
this year.
No. I used to really like the trophy, and we had the memories with Doyle scoring from halfway line and things like that. And this is the first year where maybe because we're top of the league, I thought I just can't be bothered. Can't be bothered with it. I have no time for this. We don't have a squad big enough to rotate everyone. So if the squad's not big enough to rotate everyone, then players aren't getting rested. You could. No, I would rotate everyone we possibly could with first team players, and then chuck under 23s in.
How many first teamers have we got to come in? I was like trying to look at a team that we could play on Tuesday night, and I was thinking there's not too much rotation we actually can physically do. Like I say, unless I don't really know a lot of under 21 players either. It's like
you think Mahova would come in?
Yeah, you would think so. He didn't shine himself in glory last time. I mean, someone who watches under 21s might know, but
yeah, he was let down a bit though, I think.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
So I'm thinking like Cairo Mitchell definitely starts. Joel Taylor is fit. Either one of Aaron Deman or Toby. It doesn't really matter for me in that one because you can rotate. And then we'll get on to the team anyway in a little bit. We'll get onto that team. But, you know, I wouldn't mind going and seeing almost a very, very weakened side just to be there to have a look at who we've got.
Yeah.
Really. So, yeah, but we'll get onto that in a little bit. We will. Final thing before we start looking at our predictions, John Bostock. I thought when he came on against Maidenhead, I thought he shored it up. Because we went from 3-3 panicking to 4-3 up, and then there's John Bostock, and all of a sudden we're not conceding again. And what did you think from seeing him in the flesh against Gateshead?
Well, I thought he was fantastic. I mean, he got a bit longer than I expected him to get as well, in all honesty. He got a good 25-30 minutes, didn't he? He didn't go far. He didn't move really out of that the center circle in the middle. The halfway line, he just lingered around there. He was like a quarterback for like American football. I don't watch a lot of American football, but that's what I can imagine it to be like. He was picking up the ball and just like directing everything. He played one pass towards the end of the game that cut out their whole midfield and like their whole defense. It just went through straight through. We didn't score off of it, but just that one pass was incredible. Yeah, I think say he looks like he's kept himself in good fitness. He looks sharp. If you watch him, and I was watching him for like, you know, just him for a bit, and he's like scanning the pitch all the time, just scanning, looking at where he needs to go next, what he's doing next. And he was just, he looked a class above. He looked, and it feels like he wants to be here. I was a bit worried about, you know, the Harry Arter syndrome, that he might, you know, it might be one of them, little bit of a payday, not a massive payday, but a little bit of something before the end he retires. But he looked really sharp, and he looked on it, and he looked hungry for it, which I think, you know, it's a great addition. Someone who brings quality, experience. Yeah, and it seems like he wants to be here. So yeah, I'm buzzing for it, to be fair.
They're calling Harry Arter, aren't they? Back at his training, and they're calling him the B-Tech Bostock.
B-Tech Bostock.
Purely the fact that he's come on a permanent for me, and an 18-month permanent straight away tells me he's going to be better. He's going to have more to give. I was actually going to go on very quickly I've got to talk about it. I had a dream, right? I watched the Gateshead game on stream. I know I was ill, right? And I might not have seen this correctly, but I woke up the next morning. I think, have I had a dream that the ref's just given offside from a corner? He was absolutely shocking.
It's bad.
It's the worst I've ever seen. Not in terms of just how ridiculous the decisions were. The penalty, when it's a handball.
Blatant.
And Luke Williams kind of said, didn't he could see someone was going to get hurt. At that moment, how nervous were you for Langstaff?
I was terrified. So it looked like it was a bit of a bad, and they were targeting him all night, to be fair. And I thought that was a bit naughty from them. I mean, it's his ex-teammate, it's his ex-team. You'd think that, you know, they would want him, you wouldn't want to injure him. I don't know why they're full on targeting him when they're 2-0 down anyway. But yeah, I was worried. But he got up and he was limping throughout once he got up. He never ran again properly.
Shouldn't have come back on.
Why he pushed himself to carry on, yeah. And I think Luke Williams got to be a bit stronger there and say, no, you're not coming back on.
I think we could have survived with 10 men for a couple of minutes while we got someone else on.
Yeah.
But Yeah, he had a real go at someone from maybe their manager on the way out, off. Unnecessary. The ref allowed that to happen. So there were some ridiculous tackles flying in. But
yeah, it's bad when you've won the game 2-0 and we still think the ref was really bad. Like you normally, once you win a game, you normally forget about it and go, "Oh, it's all right." Like it was all right. But he was genuinely atrocious. Like I say, offside from a corner. Ruben could not believe what had just happened. It's absolute madness. And surely someone's got to check in on that now and check that ref and be like, something must come out of it.
They probably rang all the refs around, and they were like, "No, it's too cold." And they just said, "Right, we'll get someone from like sick leaves below."
That's probably it. Yeah, you
Yeah,
could have probably been on the line.
Yeah, I could have done it, no problem. As ill as I was dying, I'd have ref that better. Offside from a corner. Yeah, there we go. Chris says, agree with everything you've said, Will. Says you know your stuff. There you go. Will does know quite a little bit. He does know a bit. There's a lot he doesn't know, but what he does know, he knows.
A lot.
Right, so if you haven't watched it, type in to YouTube after this, Notts County Talk 22-23 National League predictions. You'll see me and Will back in August. Maybe the end of July, maybe. We did our prediction video. Okay, and we did a prediction video of 24 all the way to 1. Now, Will, I've got down here who we had in 24th, who we had in the top 3 spots, and then some notable mentions. And I've got where we put them and where they are. Okay?
Yep.
Let's start at the bottom. You had Maidstone last.
Okay.
I had Maidenhead, right? In 24th. Maidstone at 20th. Maidenhead at 17th. Are you happy with what you've got so far?
Yeah, they're both lingering, aren't they? They both could have a bad second half of the season and both get the drop. Maidstone fair play, doing a little bit better than I probably thought. So yeah, fair play. If they're going to stay up, I'll applaud them for it. I'm not going to lose sleep over them staying up and not coming bottom. I'll actually be quite pleased.
I thought they were the worst side to come to Meadow Lane, though.
Did you?
Yeah, really poor. Really awful. All right, and we're moving up the league a little bit. In 19th place, I feel like I've had a shocker. 19th place, I predicted Barnet.
Okay.
We're currently sitting 5th. Fair play to Barnet. We're supposed to play them on Tuesday, and I think tough game. It will be a tough game. Maybe it's a good time not to play them. Maybe they will slip down to that 19th spot. In 19th, Will, you had Eastleigh, who currently sit in 9th.
Right.
What are your thoughts?
We've both had a shocker there, haven't we, really? And I think that's just... Yeah, I'm not going to go on and say that I know exactly what Eastleigh did in the transfer window in summer. I just knew that Eastleigh are a bit of a mediocre team that were getting worse and worse. So I thought they'd just carry on that pattern and keep going down the league. Fair play again. They're doing all right. I mean, I couldn't name you an Eastleigh player anymore, I don't think. Pierce Bird was there a couple of years ago, but...
Like Jake Hesketh.
Fair play to him. We've not done great there though, but there's always going to be some anomalies that we don't quite know.
You ready for this one? We both had the same side in 14th place.
Oof.
We both had Scunthorpe in 14th. They're currently 24th. Have they not just sold their top scorer to Oldham?
Potentially.
I was gonna say, do you see Scunthorpe getting up to that 14th place? Do you see Scunthorpe honestly getting out of the bottom 4?
Well, it is mad. Not at the minute, no. I think Scunthorpe and Oldham are both in the mud. I think genuinely.
I've got written down where you put Oldham right here.
I know. I think I put them in the playoffs, didn't I?
You put them 6th.
Yeah, they're doing bad. I'd like to see the last time teams went down from League 2 and then went straight back down again.
No, we've got some good detectives in our chat every week. Can anyone find out if the last side, if any, that went straight from League 2 and down again? There's probably an obvious one we're forgetting.
We might have 2 on our minds here today. This season.
I think there's 0% chance that Scunthorpe finished 14th or higher.
Oh no, definitely not. Definitely not.
They're like minimum of 15 points behind already. And we went against everyone, really. We went against everyone. And because everyone was predicting Scunthorpe to go straight back down. And I think I said in the video, like, well, definitely not. Scunthorpe aren't going back down again. They are. when we went, yes, they scored the opening goal against us, but they were shocking.
Well, we've tried to be too clever there, haven't we?
No, but I couldn't see a team coming down and going down again. Scunthorpe are they're not a small side, are they?
No,
like, they're not tiny. But there we go. Right, shall I go to our next notable mention?
Yeah, go on.
11th place. You put Bromley in 11th.
Yeah.
Bromley are currently 11th.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfect, isn't it? So, I know Bromley well.
Do you?
Yeah. They'll stay there as well.
You think so? Not move all season?
No, that's just Bromley, innit? 11th.
Do you think they're good enough to get playoffs? Because I don't this year. Michael Keane's not scoring.
I think the playoffs is looking pretty strong around there now, isn't it? So I don't see really Bromley pushing up there. No, I think like team. I mean, I bet you're going to talk about Woking in a minute, but we tipped them to pretty well. So yeah, I don't think we're going to move a lot of the playoff teams out.
Bromley manager should have gone to Gillingham when he had the chance. I think we draw with Bromley. That was a poor result. Poor. I think we drew at home.
Yeah.
For me, they're not that great. I had Southend 11th. They're currently 6th. I think they'll get that last playoff spot possibly on the last day. No,
do you think?
I think they're quite good. They are quite good, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right. You had Oldham 10th. No, I had Oldham 10th. You had Oldham 6th. 21st.
Yeah.
Still think they'll get 6th?
I think my theory is I don't think they're going to get 6th, but I think I put them high up because I feel like they had, when the takeover, that new chairman just came in and started giving them big speeches about Uwe Dorkin and things like that. So I thought I must have just been living off the vibes of his vibe.
He was on the pitch doing something, giving some speech. They've got to sign a top scorer from the bottom club in the league.
Yeah, he should be better. But I don't know. I don't know what the team's like. I genuinely I don't know.
We need to stop laughing here because we played them twice in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I know. And it's big. Yeah.
Is their manager not Duncan Ferguson?
No.
From Everton.
No.
It is.
No, it's thingy. It's not.
It's not Sheridan.
It's the old Everton guy. The other one.
No, that's not Duncan Ferguson, is it? It's
No, it's the academy. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, big Duncan Ferguson, David Unsworth. Yeah,
I seen on their comments the other day because they beat Scunthorpe, didn't they, the other day?
Yeah.
But when they've been losing the games before, they've all been calling that Unsworth.
Yeah. So, right now we're going to go in. We've got 2 more. You ready for this?
Go on.
We both put Torquay in 8th.
Too much respect.
22nd. I cannot believe the season they've had. Appalling.
Why did we put them 8th? Why did you put them 8th? What were you thinking at the time?
Because there's teams like Maidenhead, Maidstone, Wealdstone that I thought were worse than them that are all above them.
But we knew that their team had been like pulled apart and decimated. I feel like we should have.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know why we've gone with them in 8th. If I watch back the video, I'll have the reason right there.
I think it's just like biased because every time Notts teams play Torquay prior to this season, we seem to struggle against them. So it's like maybe we thought they're better than they are.
They lost 3-2 in the last game to Oldham. They are picking up a bit. They beat Dagenham, who was decent, but there's some results in there, really poor results. Lost 4-0 at our place, didn't they, as well? Right, next one. We're going to have a little bit of a celebration here, Will. We had Woking. We both had Woking in 7th.
Yeah.
And they're 4th. And you know what? I'm going to stick with 7th because I think Woking won't have the longevity to stay 4th for the whole season. I think they will finish about 6th or 7th, maybe 6th.
I think we've done well there. I think if you look back on the comments from that old video as well, I think we got a bit of stick for that Woking in the playoffs. I think some people were giving us a little bit for it. So I think we've really pulled it out of the bag. Some people were calling it good as well. Yeah.
And I knew they'd do well. They didn't start off that well, but I mean, this season, they're absolutely smashing it. 40 points. They're in the playoffs by 9 points already, followed by Barnet, Southend, Solihull, Boreham Wood. The one I didn't really get right was Dagenham, down in 13th. I put them like 5th, which isn't great. But then we come to our top 3. We got a lot of stick for this. A lot of stick. We both put Chesterfield 3rd. I'm sticking with that all the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
the whole way.
I'm not saying too much because I'm worried that if we're in the playoffs and we play Chesterfield, that's worrying. But
But I still think they'll finish third.
Yeah, same.
And then you said not second, Wrexham first, and I said Wrexham second, Notts first. If I had to say you have to give me an answer now, would you keep it the same or would you swap it around?
I'm going for a swap. I'm feeling the vibe. I'm feeling the confidence. I did not think Langstaff would be this good and this prolific. I think we can do it. I genuinely do. I think we
said on the video. I'm sure I said if Langstaff gets 20, he's had a good first season.
I thought 15 would be all right.
21 by Christmas.
It's silly. It's silly. But I must caveat that though. I think if we do lose Langstaff, then second might go down to second.
I think that there's no way we're losing.
No.
If a team offered $1 million, promotion would be worth more than $1 million.
What about $1 million and they loan him back?
Gone. That's a good question. Right. What do you think in the chat? If someone offered us $1 million, but we get to keep him for the rest of the season, what would you do? Because then, Will, if we went up and he finishes on 35 goals, is he worth more than $1 million then? But if he gets us promoted, he's got us $1 million, come back, and got us the money from promotion as well.
Yeah, you'd just take. Yeah,
I'd take $1 million and loan back for the season.
I would.
Let's see what people say. We've got 60 odd people watching. Would you take £1 million in January and we get to keep him until the end of the season?
But that'd be quite counterproductive for the team that's buying him, wouldn't it? Think about it. If you normally buy someone in January, you want him to make an impact.
Very true. But maybe it's a team wanting to get in ahead of everyone else.
Yeah. Potentially.
We've got wouldn't take it. Chris says keep him. Charlie says take the mill and loan. It'll be interesting what people think for that one. Really interesting. Right. So I'd say we're doing okay with our predictions. We'll review it at the end of the season.
Yeah,
we'll review it.
I'm happy. And the teams that aren't doing as good, I can't say I'm too disappointed in it. You know, like it's probably I don't want to see teams get relegated, so I'm not going to finger on anyone. But yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing all right.
Fair enough. This has split a lot of people. Could keep him longer and he'd be worth more. Andrew says 1 million plus sell on and loan back, and then it's a yes. Stuart says take it. Key says don't sell. Ian says we don't lose Mako unless it's silly amount. I wouldn't sell and loan him back. We want him in League 2 next season. Shane says no sell. Chris says we don't need the money. I'm just thinking, could you imagine if we did sell him for $1 million, loaned him back, you then have $1 million to spend to improve the side even more?
It's so tough. I mean, we must say I don't want to see him go anywhere. 100%. I'd keep him. I'd put him on like a 5-year, 7-year deal. But you've got to be realistic sometimes, haven't you? And especially with the model that these owners take, that would really justify their sort of model, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it would be insane. What would be 20 times the amount we spent on him back?
Yeah.
Insane amount of money. Right. So Will and I will have a look back at the end of the season. We'll see who gets the most. And then I'll do a bit of working out on my old calculator, Will, and I'll see who has the smallest number at the end of the season of difference between where the side's finished and where we had them is the winner. And then winner has to pay for dinner. Or loser has to pay for dinner.
That's a win-win for us both then, isn't it?
There we go.
Whoa.
There we go. And we'll live stream the whole meal. 2 hours. Nice posh restaurant. Yeah. Right, let's look at Chorley then. Let's look at the side we're going to put out because we've already discussed that to me this year doesn't mean a thing. People will say if we get through and we get to the semi-final, then I'll start making a big deal of it. Of course, I'll do that then. Yeah. But I hope we get to semi-final. If we get to semi-final and we've lost a couple of players to injury, I still won't be happy. Play the under-23s as long as possible. Then start to, as the more rounds get on, the more players we introduce into it. Because I feel like we then start to we will start to replace Saturday games with the trophy games. And I'm sticking with the same formation.
Yeah.
What are you going with then? Or who are you going with as the keeper? Because I'm going for Brad Young.
Yeah, same. Swap it up. give him some time. First team experience. Don't see the harm.
Yeah, I think we've always made a mistake in recent years in this league. We always seem to just keep Slocum in goal or Yaros, whoever the keeper was. There's no need at all, in my opinion, to do that. So we saw Slocum nearly get injured against Gateshead, didn't we? From then jumping in. Like we don't need to risk him in this game. No point. No. 5 at the back then, Will. What are you going with? Start with your left wing back and work your way across.
Well, this is the problem. See, I don't know. I don't know much about the under 21s or whatever the use. But if Chickson's still a little bit shaky, I would bring in a youth team player, hopefully to play left wing back role. But if there isn't really one who's up to scratch, then go Chickson at left wing back. Then I would play. I'd still play Brindley and Baldwin, and then Mahovo. And then I'd play Adebayo Rowling at right wing back. I think I'd give him a rest.
Chris says he'd go 4 at the back to rest more defenders, which is a good point. Which is a really good point. I'd stick with that 5 just because I think that's how Williams wants us to play. And if people need to come in, I go left wing back. I go that. I'm going to change up what I said.
Go on.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to change up what I said. Your watch is going off.
It stops. It should go.
There we go. No, I am going to change.
Oh, it's risky.
No, I'm going to change it up. Are you ready for this? I'm going left wing back, McGregor.
Yeah.
Left centre back, Mahovo.
Yeah.
No experience down that left hand side at all.
Okay.
Centre back, I don't think he's fit, is he, Rollo? Otherwise, it would have been him.
Yeah.
I go Baldwin.
Yeah.
Go Brindley at that right centre back spot. And then right wing back, because he played there against Maynard on the open day, I'm going Joel Taylor.
Is he? But is he not out on loan?
Joel Taylor? I don't know. Joel Taylor's not out on loan, is he? Or is he?
I thought he was at Dagenham.
Oh, he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is he still there?
I thought he was. I could be wrong.
No, wait, he is, isn't he? He is there.
Yeah.
I don't know how many games he's played. No, yeah, he is. So scrap that. I'm going to have Adebayo rolling at right back.
You have to change it.
I'm going to have an Adebayo rolling at right back,
right
wing back, but I'm keeping McGregor at left wing back. No experience down that side. Chuck him in at the deep end against a side that will be desperate to win.
Yeah.
Smashed it. Who are you going in the middle?
Big John Bostock. Give him a start. Let him 100%. See what he can do.
60, 70 minutes?
Yeah. If he needs to come off, he can come off at half time. It's not a big deal. Just give him as long as you think you can get out of him.
Hang on. I'm taking Baldwin out and I'm putting Badrami at centre back.
Putting Badrami?
Baldwin, I don't want him to get injured.
Really.
Yeah, I don't want him to get injured. There you go. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, actually, I might want to. Yeah, right, I like that. I like that change. Big John Bostock. Then I'd have Francis play. I know he scored the other night. He started off not great at all on Tuesday, but he grew into the game. He started playing well after a while. So yeah, I'd give Ed Francis another go, and then I'd play Castro in like the more attacking role.
Okay, I go. So there's my 5 at the back. Then I'll go my midfield 2. I'd go Ed Francis and John Bostock.
Yeah.
And then I'm going Castro and Austin in front of them. And then Cairo up front on his own. Purely because I know we've said the Langstaff injury is not bad, but I don't want to. You don't want to be starting Scott. If Scott starts, Langstaff's playing on Boxing Day.
Yeah,
but just out of just be a bit cautious. People said if I've been drinking Taylor left wing back and Duncan Ferguson managing Oldham. I think it's summed up here about I know your head's still fuzzy. I'm still ill. I don't know if you can fully hear it. But that's my excuse. I don't know about the rest of the weeks when I say random stuff, but that's my excuse. I think that side would be interesting. I'd be well up for going. I will be going to watch. I'll be well up for. I would much rather see Mahovo, McGregor, to some extent Cairo.
Yeah,
I want to see him play. It's a chance to see different players play and stake a claim for me.
I think that's fair. But You know, how many times have we seen Cairo play now? And so I feel like my mind's already made up on Cairo a bit.
If he played against Chorley and scored a hat-trick, I still wouldn't start him.
No,
he scored two against Tamworth, do you remember, last year in the replay?
Yeah.
I still wouldn't start him.
But that's the thing, though. I feel a bit bad for him there as well because, like, say Langstaff did get injured, we're bringing in another striker. You're not resting your laurels on Cairo as a backup, it's like he's a rotation player for sure. But he should do a job against Chorley. But then again, I thought we'd do a job against Colville.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. I've seen a bit of the chat about Aaron the Man. Did it infuriate? Was it as infuriating for you watching live? Aaron the Man couldn't take a man on first half. Second half turns into the best wing back I've seen.
Yeah, I feel like that's a regular occurrence there. You know, I feel like first half sometimes he really seems to be quite. I don't know if that's where I don't think Luke Williams would ever set up to tell him to do anything like that. I don't know. Yeah, he's second half. He had him on toast. The defenders are tiring though, aren't they? That's potentially it.
Maybe that's what they say. He tells them to do that. Maybe
he says get out once they're tired.
Yeah, exactly. Possibly. Right, I'll have a look at the poll then. So I asked, how do you feel about the FA Trophy? Did you have a vote, Will?
No, I didn't have a vote. Not going to lie.
I've had a vote. You can tell me what you would have voted.
Okay.
We got 64 votes here. You could either vote you enjoy it, don't mind either way, or not bothered. What would you have voted?
Out of them three options, I feel like because you've offered me a don't mind either way, I probably would just sit on the fence. And like you say, once you ask me that question again, if we get to the semis, then I'm bothered.
I put don't mind either way.
Yeah.
Just like you. 20% said they enjoy it. 1 in 5, not great. 41 said don't mind either way, and 39 said not bothered about it. I think the thought of an FA Trophy game is worse than watching the FA Trophy game. Like, it's a chance to see other people. At the end of the day, it gives us a big rest between a trophy game on a Saturday, then Barnet on a Tuesday, then the Monday Boxing Day game. Gives us a bit of a rest, but it also means we have to push things back. There we go. But I think it'll be all right. It'll be okay. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know how many are going. I would say nowhere near what we got against Gateshead. I'd say you'd be looking to get 2,000.
Yeah, I think 2.5 potentially.
Maybe. We'll see.
I don't know how many Chorley's not. I don't know. Where is Chorley? No, I don't know.
Never went to Chorley away.
No, I don't know.
It's not. I'm not even going to say it. No, it's not. It's not up near Manchester, is it? That's what I'm thinking.
Say Manchester, around Manchester.
I'm going to have a look. I'm going to have a quick look. I feel like it is.
It sounds Manchester.
It is. It's just past Bolton. Chorley FM, Peter Kay.
You knew it, look.
That's what told me. Yeah, Preston, Manchester. There we go. Lancashire. They've got the rose on the badge, haven't they? There we go. Score prediction then, Will. This isn't. We're not doing a Barnet one because there will be a Christmas Pavis Perspective special for the Barnet one. There we go.
It's exciting. Chorley prediction. I'll say 2-0 to Notts.
Who's scoring?
I think Cairo will score, and I think Castro free kick. Something like that.
I'm going 3-2. Inexperience, as I've picked 2 youngsters at the left wing back and centre back position. Might do us there if Luke Williams is watching, listens to me. So 3-2. I'm saying Cairo will get 1. I think Castro will get 1, but it won't be a free kick. And then I'm going to see a John Bostock rocket.
Nah, we wouldn't, would we?
Yeah, we're going to see a John Bostock rocket, and then everyone, just like the Dagenham game, that people left early, and Michael Dorscore off the halfway line, they're going to wish they came. It'll be 45 yards, smashes it top corner. Let's see what you guys are thinking then. We've got Ellie saying it's a 4-0 win for Notts. We've got Ian saying 2-1, Castro and Scott. We've got a Shane 3-1. We've got 5-0 from James there. What else have we got? Gary says 3-1 Notts, Scott times 2 and Mitchell. And Chris says 2-1 Notts, Scott and Austin. Austin likes to score in these games, actually, so I won't be surprised to see him get on as well.
We haven't mentioned Austin, have we? None of us put Austin in.
I put Austin in there.
Did you?
Yeah, I put Austin and Castro behind Cairo.
You did, yeah. You did.
Yeah. There we go. And John says to finish off, there's a YouTube video of a wonder goal scored by John Bostock. Look it up, and we're going to see that as well.
Apparently, there's a documentary, isn't there? I think someone put that on Twitter earlier. There's a John Bostock documentary.
Wouldn't be surprised. Got an interesting career, hasn't he?
We need to find that. We need to watch that.
Well, I'm going for a lie down after watching the World Cup one. Absolute lie down. My head's fuzzy from that and still not being 100% well. We will have a an Oldham preview on Boxing Day. Another Pavis suspected that'll be number 67. Just before that big game. Hopefully we can do double over them. And me and Will laughing at Oldham, and our prediction isn't going to come back to bite us. Got to get this in because it's Callum 4-1 Chicks and hat trick scored by Kyra in his absence due to injury and Ed Francis. There we go. Chicks and hat trick scored by Cairo. Love it, Callum. You've made Will's night anyway. Thank you for joining us on a Sunday. I know it's been a little bit different one today with us looking back at a previous video. Appreciate everyone's comments. Please don't forget to like, comment anything else that you can think of in relation to the game. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.